freestyle travel. Hey everybody, Kenny Flannery here, as always, your host of this beautiful freestyle travel show. This episode, I got a lot of awesome trip hopping news. It's been a month over here in Phoenix. I haven't just been in Phoenix, but mostly been in Arizona. So I'm going to get into all the goodies of the month, some little side adventures, the potential of a trip-hopping van, maybe down the road, but I've been test driving this van, if you will. Hanging out with my friend Molly up north, hitchhiking to get here, and a lot of trip-hopping news. I'll just say it right from the start. The big milestone that might affect some of you guys listening is the iPhone app is here. Trip hopping has been on the web and on Android for a while now, but as of just a week or two ago, it's now an iPhone or your iPad, if you will. So if you haven't already gotten on Trip Hopping, my everything travel app that's doing more and more and more by the week, by the day almost, go ahead and get that. And if you're on Android, download it there. And it's just getting better and better. And since the iPhone app went live, there's a lot more people pouring in all over the world. So check it out. I will get into some of the details of what I accomplished this month with the app. And hitchhiking here from, where was I? San Diego. So I'll get into that, and then what's going to be happening next, because I've been here for a minute, and it's time to go. Definitely time to go. So let me just jump into it. We'll back up to California and get it going. Alright, so last episode I was in San Diego catching up with some friends, gearing up for this trip hopping collective. Had an excellent time with two of my childhood friends hanging out there in San Diego. Just catching up with them, having some drinks, whatnot. Good times all around. And finally the day came to hitchhike on over here to Phoenix for the Trip Hopping Collective. So they went pretty smooth. I got to the kind of edge of, I guess, past La Mesa, where my friends live, part of San Diego, and stuck out my thumb, got a ride to Alpine, California, and I kind of had to walk across the town there, because the on-ramp on the west side of the town, everybody's just going west. It'd be kind of weird to hop on that on-ramp east, so little quirk in the day, had to walk an hour across the, Alpine. It's a nice little spot. And got a ride there, just a few exits up, which was kind of funny. Or maybe like 10 or 20 minutes from this woman. She was cool. But then I got a ride from a guy who said he was going to like Virginia or something like that. Or no, South Carolina. So I was like, all right, hell yeah. So that dude just popped Phoenix into the GPS, because he was just kind of making stuff up. He'd been hanging out in San Diego kind of area for like a month or two. Basically just pouring his heart out about some ex-girlfriend he was trying to get back with. That was the main conversation on the ride. But and he was thinking about going to Mexico City, maybe on his way back via flight or something. So whatever. Anyways, like I said, he just popped Phoenix in. We stopped. He got us some burritos and stuff at one point. And it really just went on and on about his ex-girlfriend. So I was there for that, to listen, give whatever crappy advice I could kind of give, and hear him out. I don't know. He was really trying to get back with this girl, but also telling me that there was basically no chance. And I listened to that. And he's a pretty interesting dude. Exchanged contact information. I don't know, maybe one day I'll be there in South Carolina. Maybe he'll be there. Who knows? He seemed like he was kind of in flux. Definitely looking for a place to settle down eventually, but enjoying little travel vibes while he could. Like a lot of people. Some people don't travel at all, really, except for like a week or two vacation here and there. But some people only really have one big kind of month-plus trip in their life, which is crazy for me, just because my whole life is one big trip, and I meet a lot of people that don't, but it's easy to forget. Some people will just kind of stay stable, and he was actually looking forward to that stability, but who knows? I'll catch up with him and see how the rest of that trip went for him. So anyways, he dropped me off directly at my friends in Phoenix, actually. He went out of his way into the neighborhood, dropped me off right there to catch up with Larry, where I'd be stable myself for about a month, with some exceptions I'll get into. And just digging into the trip hopping thing. So I talked about it a lot on this podcast, but trip hopping is the travel app I came up with back in 2007 when I first started traveling. It's just like a really simple like rideshare scraper kind of thing, and just sort of evolved and then went away for about a decade. Just kind of ignored it and let it go silent. And a couple years ago decided to revamp it. So in this last couple years, every so often I try to get a bunch done all at once, and this was one of those times. It's gonna maybe have some people come and help out, but the situation here at Larry's place is not as set up as we'd like it to be, but I was still able to get a ton done. So the main goals with this little session here in Phoenix was to get the iPhone app working, which I told you was a success. I also wanted to make the site work without having to log in and create an account. That was also a success. So if you go to triphopping.com, or if you download the app on Android or iPhone, you'll notice that you can do quite a bit without having to create an account. You can do all the transportation search, you can explore a little bit, and it only makes you create a profile when obviously if you want to send a message to someone, if you want to see detailed profiles, if you want to see people's trips, some more like semi-private kind of stuff. Obviously if you want to create your own profile and create preferences, there's a lot of awesome reasons to create your own profile, but I wanted to make the search available. So that was the other big milestone. And in the midst of those two things, which were pretty big, actually, the Apple thing is a lot, especially in my situation. So a little nerdy, but just for background, I have a Windows laptop that I travel with, and writing the app in this code called Flutter. And it's pretty cool because you write one code base and then you can compile that to Android and iPhone and the web without where back in the day you'd have to know 3 different programming languages and write 3 different apps, and super complicated and a lot to keep track of. So that's the good thing about Flutter. But to compile the app, to actually get it on the App Store, you need a physical Mac computer. So that was a big hurdle, but a friend of mine in Mississippi set up a MacBook that he had that he's not using, just on a shelf somewhere in his house, and I can remote desktop into that. So that was huge, and that's the only reason the iOS app is there today, because I'm able to remote desktop into that. So it's still a big ordeal and kind of clunky doing it that way, but it definitely works. And Apple's got a lot of hoops you got to jump through. You got to just make sure everything's kind of perfect, and then finally submit the app, and then they redirect almost everybody on the first pass, I think just out of principle. That's what I've read and seen and experienced myself. So they give you a bunch of stuff that they want you to do and fix, and in my case I fixed all that stuff, and then they did one more review, and there's 2 more things they wanted me to fix, and then I fixed those, and then finally they're just like, all right, you pass, and by the way, your app's on the App Store now. I'm like, oh, sweet. So suddenly good to go. So pretty cool. And just since getting on there, there's more and more people signing up every day throughout the day. So it's growing. Now there's no hang-ups, no excuses. The app is everywhere. So pretty cool. I'll get into some of the other features I've just kind of snuck in while I've been here, but had to take some breaks here and there. So I've been hanging out with Larry on the side. Larry's pretty much... He's my buddy I've known since 2007 or 2008. Met him through couch surfing originally. And he liked the trip hopping idea back then, and we've just been friends without trip hopping, but we've hung out over the years, gone on some trips together and stuff like that. But since I've been here, he's got a job. So during the week, during the days, he's off doing that, and then he comes back, and we kind of kick it a little bit, have some beers here and there. We've gone and seen some other friends. We set up a little traveler meetup, did that, and also the van. I'll get to the van now. So Larry's grandma and then dad had this van, so it's been in their family for a little bit, little traveler van, and he got a hold of it with the idea of making it like a trip hopping vehicle that perhaps I could drive around and give people rides and hang out and do the whole van life thing. So he talked about it, he's got it, checked it out, drove it a little bit. The thing is pretty sweet. It's like a 94 Chevy G20 van, something like that. The inside is all like blue kind of carpet style. It's got a little TV and a VCR in there, cassette player. It's like pretty old school. It's like, I don't know, it's like the peak of the 90s, but it's sort of got like a 70s custom design inside. It's like kind of sweet. The back bench seat, there's like a motor that brings it down and turns it into a bed kind of thing. The whole thing's pretty sweet, and he's talked up a bunch of ideas about it. We'll see if he gets to any of these things, like, I don't know, putting Starlink in there and painting the thing to be all trip hopping ish. But so my friend Molly up north, who's been on the podcast, she was having an event this month, elevated gathering, as it were. It was like, so obviously went to that and took the van up there, which is pretty cool. It's like a 3-hour drive to get up there. So maiden voyage for me in this van just to test it out. And it was pretty awesome. No hiccups or anything. Got me all the way up there. Camped in it the few nights I was at the gathering. The gathering itself was pretty cool. It's just a bunch of girls and a couple guys like doing yoga, and a lot of weed was involved. It's like kind of the play on words, elevated high desert gathering kind of thing. Super cool event. I think she's going to be doing it once or twice a year. It was definitely a success, and this was already the second time she's done it. That was pretty cool. There's a bunch of sponsors there. Someone brought like this thing called Honey Bomb, which is like a honey lozenge thing you can put in your tea, but it's got like CBD and THC and all these different things in it. Some girl was there with like all these vapes and stuff, and people doing massage and cacao ceremony stuff. It's pretty good vibes, and her property up there is freaking awesome. So pretty cool altogether. And got to test out the van, and then gave a friend of Molly's a ride down to the airport and that, and worked out pretty good. So I don't know what the how this whole van thing is gonna go, because it's cool, van's cool, but kind of did the math, and just to go up there and back is like $60 in gas, and like I'm used to hitchhiking for free, and God knows like what insurance is, and maintenance on a van. There's plenty of things that can go wrong in a van, and all of a sudden it's like you need to come up with $1,000 or you're stuck. And there have been very few times in my travels in my life where I've just had $1,000 to spare. So it's a little crazy, but it was fun. I drove it up to Molly's again on just this past week, a few days ago. She actually hooked up the gas money for me to come up and help her with some stuff, tech stuff, help her with her website, which is like kind of nice, helping out with just like a basic website. Actually pretty cool looking website, but after doing all this complicated trip hopping stuff with like APIs and AI and all this stuff, and just to help her with a website was not so bad. So a couple trips up there with the van. Pretty cool. You can check out our website if you want to. Actually, the right when you go to the site, I don't know if it works on the phone. I should probably check that. But the drone footage, right when you go to it, mysticarizonaescapes.com. mysticarizonaescapes.com. The header is just like a compilation of some drone footage I took over property, and it's pretty badass actually. So mysticarizonaescapes.com. Check it out. It's just a site for the events, gatherings that she has on her property, and links if people want to host their own gatherings on her property. So a lot of photos and information and stuff, but yeah, give it a look. I've talked about her property a bunch, and it's pretty cool looking. And I think half the photos on there and videos are ones that I've taken for her over the years and recently. So pretty cool. So yeah, that's the deal with the van. I don't know. Larry's talked about doing this and that with it, but talked about a lot of things. But that van will be staying here when I get out of here, and who knows down the road if that becomes a thing or not. It'll be up to him. So we'll see. We'll see. It would be cool. Don't get me wrong. I see the pluses of having a van, of being able just to pull over and sleep and not have to look for stealth camping. And I'd probably get like a monitor or two there and have treat it like a little mobile office or something. It'd be pretty badass to go into like a national forest or something and just pull up for a week and have a beautiful view and be able to work on trip hopping or video editing or hang out with some friends. And I get all that. But it's hard to get past the just the cost. Like, I'll get into later. I'm thinking of hitchhiking to Texas next, and it costs a couple $100 or more just to get from here to Texas, where it's going to be free. It's a lot of beer money. To get there hitchhiking almost just as fast. But anyways, that's the whole thing. So that's what's up. A little bit more on trip hopping that I've gotten done, because a lot of it's pretty cool. Actually, what I was working on just today and just kind of wrapping up was a can of worms, but it's I already got a lot of transportation stuff on trip hopping. So if you search, like, I'm in Phoenix and I want to go to Austin, it's going to tell you what the cheapest flight is, cheapest bus prices. It looks at Craigslist rideshare. It looks at rides people have posted on trip hopping directly. It looks at all the hitchhiking spots in Phoenix that have been posted on HitchWiki over the years. It looks at the HitchWiki article. It tells you how long of a drive it would be. It estimates what the gas price would be to drive there, depending on miles per gallon of your vehicle. Like, it's pretty damn comprehensive. So you'd think that'd be enough. I even have ferries on there, which obviously wouldn't help for Phoenix to Austin. But yep, there's ferries on there too. So just as like a catch-all, I now created this pretty badass feature. I think it does, when you do a transportation search, it then does a Google search in the background looking for all possible options, and then uses AI to summarize and quantify all those options and put them into a format that then trip hopping spits back, and it basically catches anything that I might not have via APIs and other like data feeds. It catches it that way. So it's like it could not be any more comprehensive is what I'm saying. That feature I've been thinking about for a long time, and just it was a whole can of worms, but it's working pretty damn good now. So yeah, it's just kicking ass. I added a bunch of just kind of like little fun features here and there. It's kind of how it's gone. I've had like tasks that I wanted to do, the overall thing with the iPhone app, but sometimes I just like hop in the shower in the morning, and then some idea comes to me. Well, let me see if I can knock that out real quick. So added like books to your profile, so you can just add what kind of books you're into, and then it's kind of cool because then whatever books you add are on the community bookshelf. So on the top left of the app, there's the little, they call it the hamburger menu. It's like the 3 little lines. So if you tap that, you can go to community bookshelf. It's just kind of a cool little thing. You can just see the most added books by everybody on trip hopping. So nothing too crazy, but kind of just a little extra fun thing. So that's going on. I've made some of the place search work a little bit better. Got a better map on there, and a bunch of other small little, You know, nothing too crazy features, but just getting it better and better and better. Got badges on there, which is just another kind of little fun thing. So like the more notes you add, you can get like, or the more trips you add, you can get like a traveler badge and things like that, just to make it a little bit more fun. Yeah, everything's just getting more polished and better. And then a bunch of behind the scenes stuff, like you can flag negative posts and junk like that, stuff that's not as exciting, but just had to get done. So yeah, I'm feeling super good about it. Obviously now that it's on iPhone 2 is huge, and yeah. So that's pretty much been the month. Yeah, just a lot of waking up, getting trip hopping stuff done, and having some beers here and there, and yeah, running around, hanging out with Molly a bit, and yeah, good times. She's on her way to Mexico on one of her trips, hosting a retreat out there. That's pretty cool. But got me excited about hitting the road as well. So yeah, let me hop into the outro and tell you where I'm going next and what things are looking like. Let's do that. Alrighty, so yeah, that's been Arizona in the state of trip hopping. But yeah, I'm definitely itching to get on the road, and I've just been craving brisket barbecue. So I think I'm gonna go to Austin, Texas. I'm not sure who's there right now. Over the years, I've had different friends living there, moving away, so I don't really know what the state of Austin is in terms of who I know there at the moment. So I should probably jump on trip hopping actually and check that out. Another feature in trip hopping is it lets you import your phone contacts, and if people have addresses, they'll pop up on trip hopping. So I should look into that. Or if anyone listening here in time is in Austin, feels like hanging out or potentially hosting for a night or two, let me know. I'm excited to get there and have some barbecue. Obviously hit up a brewery or two while I'm there. Austin's always kind of a good time. Yeah, that's my thought. I'm probably going to stick here in Phoenix through tomorrow, which is Sunday, and probably hit the road Monday. I mean, it can always change. And just, yeah, kind of see what the road does. So maybe I'll wind up somewhere totally different. But that's my thought. Go to Texas, hit up some friends in Mississippi, and just, yeah, let November roll along that kind of way. So that's what I'm thinking. Trying to wrap up some of the trip hopping stuff. No loose ends. I know it's like an ongoing project, but just wrap up the thought processes that I'm on right now between now and time I leave, and it should be good. So yeah, that's what's up. If you're anywhere between Arizona and Florida, let me know. It's sort of the direction I'm going this November. So hell yeah. I hope you guys are all doing awesome, and definitely jump on there trip hopping. It is just growing and growing. My one friend I've known for years, she finally discovered it, jumped on there, and she was like, what? How are there so many random people in Maryland here? I'm like, I don't know. It just keeps on growing. So eventually it's going to become a problem. I think. It's going to be too many people. But that's a good thing. So hell yeah. All right. Yeah, keep doing awesome, you guys, and I will see you down the road. With all my shit straight, I'll get my big brain.